I'm Jacopo Peruzzi. I'm the CEO of Costumi d'Arte, a family business that started in 1815 in Firenze. Now it's one of the oldest costume houses in the world. Our business starts for making new costume for noble guy and noble women, and also for theater. Then they stopped doing costume for private person, and then they start to move their business only to movie and theater. With the growing of the cinema, we moved from Firenze to Rome, because the growth of the Cinecittà studios in Rome, and we move everything there in Rome. Now we have like a warehouse about 300 square feet, and with mostly like 400,000 costumes. I think it's one of the biggest proud myself to continue this legacy from this family business. I think that the most important movie we made is Cleopatra, because for the quantity of the costume my grandfather had to make at the time, like so 12,000 costumes, it was a lot. And for the lead tailors only dresses, she has like 50, 80 dresses, and it was the movie that spent the most for the costume at the time. I think also now it's Bernard, Spartacus, Jason and the Argonauts, and then all the Western movies that was made at the time. The big fortune of my companies is that my grandfather in the 80s bought one of the costume houses in Rome that made a lot of movies, Italian movies. It was called Safas, and they made the costume for Henry Fonda, Claudia Cardinale in Once Upon a Time in the West. And now on, we still try to find more pieces of these movies, because once there was not the culture of keeping the costume made for the actor to keep it safe, and it was reused for a lot of production later, like the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly costume we found like 3 months ago. So it was a beautiful discovery to have them in our stock, because there was no tag, not anything in it. So you have to go through all the movies and check everything, and it was a nice discovery to find them.
Amazing, after 60 years nearly.
Yeah. The most important thing is that if the costume, even if it's made for the extras, they have to be reused like 100 times. So if you don't put your effort to make the best costume as possible, you can't use the costume. Like you use 1 time, 2 times, and then you have to trash it. And a military costume in the 19th century was amazing. The Hussars uniform is amazing, and the armor, Roman armor, even if it's not correct, for maybe it's all the costume designer choose to make like that, they are beautiful. If everything is go to CGI, it will cut a lot of head. I think is essential, because a costume designer told me that you have to look an actor, you have to know before he speak who he is, and the costume is the thing that make it possible about it. So it's harder to keep them in the future, but I hope it will continue, because also all the technique, all the cuirasses once were made with leather, metal. Now it's all in PVC, all the plastic thing, that they could be similar, but the work is totally different. I think this was the history of movies. For me, the proud of our warehouse, it was Cleopatra costume. So for the beautiful costume for Liz Taylor, the detail, all the embroidery, all the fabrics of the costume, and they were beautiful. And me, as an enthusiast of armor, I think Richard Barton one of the best armor seen in the movies through the year. And then the costume of the Western, spaghetti Western, was like real enthusiast of these kind of things, because these are pietra miliare, not the milestone, the most important thing for this kind of movies. If there is no exhibition that asks for this costume, you cannot show to anyone. So if someone who will have this costume after, that show to other people, that maybe will start another love for one people to make this kind of work, and maybe to continue this legacy that we said before.